Hello and welcome back to Imp of B, and today it's all about the cooking. What I'm going to cook today in the van is a paella. Now, I don't claim it's any authentic Spanish recipe, but it's one me and the family like, and fairly simple to do because it only really requires one pot, which is great when you're in the van because one pot means a lot less washing up. Now, again, still on the driveway. If I was on a campsite, we would normally spread ourselves out. We'd have the doors open, we'd have a table outside, if the weather was good, of course. And so we'd have a lot more space, or an awning up. Again, if the weather was a bit rainy, we'd probably put our shelter up outside. So it's a bit more cramped in here. So what I've done is some of the prep I've done inside the house, the chopping and all of that sort of stuff. But I'm going to cook it from scratch in the van. I'm making chicken, chorizo and some prawns in mine. But if you fancied a vegetarian one, you can just use any combo of veg or more fish, if that's your thing. But that seems to go down well with our family. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm almost ready to start cooking. And again, this onion is really pongy. So I'm going to have to ventilate my van afterwards. If we were camping, we would have the back door open. This is another reason I love the rear conversion. Opening up the back doors, all the cooking stuff gets wafted outside. Or more likely, if it was really lovely weather, we would be cooking on a camping stove outside to keep the smells out of the van. But if you did find yourself in a campsite, in a van where you wanted to cook inside, you may think about doing a paella. So yeah, I've got the roof vent open. I've got as many windows open as I can, and I think I'm gonna have to light some scented candles in here afterwards. So let's get on with the cooking. Okay, I am seated quite cosily. It's a good job I'm not tall. As I said, if we were camping for real, we would space out outside a bit. So it is a little bit cramped, but we'll manage. So I was just going to go through the ingredients I've got in the van here to do this. And so what we've got is, I've chopped the onions already. Same for peppers. I've used the yellow and green in there today. I bought the chicken ready diced. I'm not vegetarian and I'm not vegan. I do enjoy meat, but I hate touching and chopping meat. Blech. So I like the ready diced one. And then I have got some chorizo, mini plum tomatoes, and I do love a squeeze of lemon. Chicken stock cubes, these are, but you could use vegetable, I guess. And paella rice. I guess you could use any rice, but I like the paella. I think it gives a nice texture to this. And it's easy to buy. You can buy in all the supermarkets. This one came from Lidl or Aldi's, I think. I normally like a bit of fresh parsley chopped on it, but I don't have any, so I'm not going to be using parsley today. And then lastly, the frozen ingredients. Obviously, if I was on a campsite, we don't have a fridge or a freezer, so it's a bit of a luxury today using frozen produce. But those of you lucky enough to have a freezer in the van, I guess you could use your van facilities. But I've got in here anyway some frozen peas and some frozen king prawns. As I said, all of these are entirely optional. You can mix and match. That's the really good thing about this dish. Other things, we always keep a little mini bottle of oil in the van because it's less danger of tipping over. We keep that in the cupboards. Lots of salt and pepper. As you can see on my driveway, things move around in here. I'm not sure how this cooking is going to go today. But yeah, lots of sea salt, loads of black pepper, like the freshly ground ones. And this is the other key ingredient for me, is the smoked paprika. If you can get hot smoked paprika, even better, because we like ours quite spicy. And then I use a little bit of turmeric just to give it a nice yellow colour. Other essential ingredient for any cooking experience in my mind is some wine. So I shall be doing my Keith Floyd impression and drinking a bit of wine as I go. I think things tend to loosen up and go much better, I think, when you oil your abilities with a little bit of wine. This wine, by the way, this is from Lidl, and it's in one of their special baskets. It's a white Rioja. It's really very lovely indeed. So I started that last night, so it's afternoon on a Sunday, but I think that's perfectly reasonable to have some wine. Been across onto my sofa. What have I got over here? So I've got this cutlery thing open up, so all the appliances, cutlery bits are easy to get to. We use loads of kitchen roll in a van. I know lots of people have got it strung up on the side, which is something I still need to do. This is a measuring jug from the house. I wouldn't normally have one as big as this in the van, but as I said, I brought a lot of stuff in from the house today. Another key tip, cooking in the van, we don't have a sink, so we don't have running water. So prep beforehand is vital for us, even more so. So I've got a little J-cloth in there with fairy liquid and some warm water already on it, and I keep it zipped up in a bag just to wipe fingers and things as you go. And then I find this is one of the pop-up washing bowls, which we do our washing up in, but I think again we're limited with space here, so as I use things they go straight in here ready to wash. Week you've had this week. It's been lovely weather again, which I think has made this lockdown a lot easier to bear. So I've been out for quite a few walks this week. So while I'm waiting for this chicken to cook, I'm gonna put up a few images of what I've been doing. So basically I've been looking at ruins and thatched cottages. Still waiting for that chicken, but yes, it was lovely going to see that ruin. As I said, it's been there forever. I've known it was there, but never really gone and bothered to explore it before, so I enjoyed that. And again, the ancient medieval crosses, had no idea they were just down the road from me. So I think this week I'm going to be doing some more walks. As I've said, I absolutely love local history and old buildings. I almost get a feeling from buildings of all the things that have gone on inside them. So as my chicken is gently warm in there, got a piece of chorizo. This is the spicy one. This is from Lidl, but you can get it anywhere. Okay, so I've chopped up the chorizo fairly fine. Well, it's in about quarters, I suppose, each slice. And this is where that cloth comes in really handy, so you can keep your hands clean. Sizzling nicely. I've managed to top up my little glass. I have to say I'm getting very hot in the van, as you can probably see by the colour of my face. I would so love to open that door, but I don't want the neighbours thinking I'm any more eccentric than they do already. So the reason I'm doing this little cooking thing in the van today is I love watching other people cooking when they go camping, whether that's hiking, day camping, motorhoming, those lucky people who have real ovens. So I thought you may be interested to see the type of things we have. Now, we have as many barbecues as anybody else when we go camping, and we love barbecuing. But to be honest, sometimes you just want to avoid the burgers and sausage stuff, for me anyway. So I like thinking up things that you can adapt from home cooking to doing a little bit more of a simplified version. So that's why I'm showing the paella. Just babysitting my paella here. This is the good thing, this is why I like cooking a paella, is it is one of those dishes, as I said, it's one pot, so very little washing up, very little space needed. Well, I say that, I've pretty much taken up the whole van with this, but it's fairly laid back. There's an initial bit of chopping, which when you're camping, that's part of the day anyway, isn't it? Spending all afternoon preparing and talking about what you're going to eat in the evening. Bit of low energy chopping and sort of assembling ingredients really. And then once you've got past that initial frying, it's just one of those meals that just smells lovely. If it's winter, it warms the van as it's bubbling away there. And I haven't really moved from my spot since I started this, other than to stand up and maybe lean over to my washing up bowl over there. It just requires a little bit of stirring. I'm sure an authentic paella is a lot more trouble, but this is what does it for me. So if anybody else enjoys this and wants to try it, or has got any tips to improve on it, then drop me a message below. You know what to do. Away now. We are getting close. Still not, the rice is still a little bit hard in the middle. So I just keep topping it up now with water, hot water. But what I'm going to add now right towards the end are my chopped tomatoes. I have, if I don't have any plum tomatoes in the house or cherry tomatoes, I have used a tin of chopped tomatoes, but what I do, because I don't like too much liquid, I drain the tomatoes. I don't know why. It's just one of the quirky things I do. So tomatoes going in, and then at the very end I will add the frozen peas and the prawns, which are pretty much now defrosted. So it's still bubbling away gently. I'm going to test a little bit of rice. I don't think for 1 minute it's cooked yet. Nowhere near. But I just wanted to check the seasoning as well. So there's lots of salt, plenty of salt in there. I will add some pepper at the end, but that's got at least another 10 minutes. Do I have 10 minutes worth of wine though? Still waiting for the paella to finish cooking. It's bubbling very gently and it does smell gorgeous in here at the moment, I must say. It's very hot though. I think I might have to open the doors soon. It is hot, but I just wanted to just say this is cramped. The Bongo is a very small camper van. It's very squished. No matter what conversion you have, you've always got to compromise on something. But I did want just to say I love my Bongo. I know we all love our Bongos in all different ways that they get converted. There is something really, really special about something that's so dinky, that gives so much joy. As I said, I have loved during this lockdown. It's been a big release for me to come and sit in this van, to just admire it, to just plan and dream all the things that I want to do once we're allowed out. And there's nothing nicer than sitting in the van with the maps and the planning books, which are up in my little bookcase up there, and just think about it. So it was a lovely excuse to come out and cook a paella in the van today, just because. And I know everyone, anybody who has any camper van, whatever type of van or motorhome for that matter, we all love them. We all love spending time in them. But for the Bongo community who are watching these videos, we all love the Bongo, don't we? I think we are almost there now. It's gone much thicker looking. The rice is just tried a little bit and it's almost there. So we've only got a few more little bits to add. And I'm going to add my peas and the prawns, and I'm going to let them sit on top because, as I said, I don't really like them overcooked, but of course they do need to be cooked. So you'll know the prawns are cooked because they turn pink. And I do love lots of lemon in this dish because I think it really lifts it. So this is where I splatter lemon juice everywhere. Yeah, it's amazing what a difference that lemon makes. So that's a half a lemon gone in there, and then I'll serve some lemon wedges with it at the end. Obviously you can test it for your own taste. Again, sticky lemon, but that's why this cloth is a really good thing to have on board. And I don't know, it's a kind of a tradition, what I like, and all the family pull it out, so I don't know why I bother. I think it's just for me, but after I've squeezed the lemon in, I like to put a couple of wedges and push them in because I think it looks fancy. And if I'd had my parsley right at the end, I would throw a load of parsley over the top. I don't have any of that today, so that's going to go for a couple of minutes more till those prawns turn nice and pink and the peas are cooked. And then a little bit more black pepper probably, and then it's ready to eat. So that's done, guys. Those prawns have gone a much prettier shade now of pink as opposed to grey. And that is ready to tuck into. All it needs is some crusty bread really. Maybe a bit of salad on the side, but oh, that looks great. And I'm gonna call the family in now to try the fruits of my labours. So not too much mess really. It doesn't splutter too much. I will give it a little wipe over, but yeah, a little bit of mess with the old bottles and things. Easy enough to put away. I've got my washing up bowl there, so that'll go straight in the house now. If we were on a site, I would be going over to the washing up area with the bowl to do those dishes. But yeah, otherwise reasonably low maintenance, low mess, delicious camping dinner. I'm in the house with my paella. The boss is testing it.
Can't stop eating it.
We're supposed to be having a beef dinner this afternoon as well. But this is just, it's one of those good things to go in the fridge and you can eat all week. So it's past the most important taste test.
Perfect. Best yet.
Best yet. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little camper van cooking episode. As always, please like and subscribe so I know you're interested in this sort of stuff. If so, I don't see why we can't do a few more cooking episodes here. And as I said, I also plan on doing a few more walks this week, so might make a little episode of that. But as always, please like and subscribe. Please stay safe wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. Bye.